Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I decided if I was going to come to Indiana Tech, I was going to be a different kind of instructor. I was really going to focus on connecting with students, teaching the students the theory that they needed, and also the practical applications.
Very practically, what that looks like is smaller class sizes. So my class sizes are the 8 to 10 up to maybe 20. And that's backed up with, we have 18 hours of office hours every week. I'm sitting in my office waiting for students to come in to talk about anything. It doesn't just have to be with the classroom.
In the College of Engineering, we have ABET accreditation for mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and biomedical engineering. ABET is the top accrediting board for engineering in the United States and probably in the world.
Another thing that is a very different approach at Indiana Tech, I think, that some other universities, is we try and make sure they have a lot of lab experience in the engineering department. All engineering programs are going to have laboratory courses, but in our laboratory courses we try to get them not just exposure to measurements and exposure to some of the devices that you'll be used, but I like to actually assign projects that are, realistic projects.
Those projects, this project-based learning, help students to work together in a group and be hands-on with their the material or the product that they're creating. Engineering students at Indiana Tech are, to me, stand out because I know that they've had a lot of experiences working in groups, working on projects, doing lab experiments to help them understand the material, and I think that prepares them well for industry.
First thing I'll tell a high school student is study, study, study. Get all the math you can possibly get. I honestly believe that the critical thinking skills you learn in math courses will help you with engineering courses.
The type of knowledge base that students should have coming in, they need to be problem solvers and critical thinkers. Those two things are really the essence of engineering. Regardless of flavor, they're going to need to figure out, there's a problem here, how do I solve it? And they need to think critically about that. They need to observe, listen to people, and then kick in those problem-solving skills to solve the problem.
Part of the growth of Indiana Tech has involved an increasing number of international students. So I think if we can expose students to different ideas, different cultures, again, it makes them that much more competitive in the marketplace.
In the Fort Wayne area, we have lots of large companies, BAE Systems, Fort Wayne Metals, General Motors, Raytheon, Harris Corporation, and the list goes on. We have a lot of employers that want our engineering students.
Indiana Tech, I think, continues to serve students even beyond their graduation. We really strive to keep in touch with our alumni on a personal level just to see how they're doing, but then also they want to give back to the university because of the experiences they've had here, so they want to provide opportunities for other students here as well.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
You have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Final game of day number 1 in this Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference Chicagoland Classic as the IU Northwest Redhawks open up their 2024-25 NAIA season in a neutral site game against the Concordia Cardinals, who come in with an 0-1 record on the season. For SummitCitySports.com and Indiana Tech Athletics here on YouTube, I'm Jaron Matheny. Glad you are with us on this Friday night as we welcome you back to the Schaefer Center. If you missed it, our first game ending in a 91-66 final score. Number 12, Indiana Tech victorious by 25 over Olivet Nazarene. 3 different players recorded double-doubles for Indiana Tech, and Genevieve Decker was just 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Game number 2, 2 teams one from the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, one from the Chicagoland, and as I just mentioned, Concordia off to an 0-1 start on the season, and the Cardinals in a battle in night 1 of the year. They jumped out to a 24-9 lead at Grace, and not an easy place to play by any means. But the Cardinals led at the halftime break as well. Grace taking the lead in the third quarter, and Concordia doing enough in the fourth to force overtime, but it was an overtime winner for the Lancers, 83-82 over the Cardinals. Grace was led in scoring by Peyton Murphy, who had 22 points. Morgan Hauk had 19, and Kenzie Ryman finished with 16 points. Concordia led in scoring by a face we're used to seeing, Abby Long. 30 points for Long, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in that win. Brooke Barr as well for Concordia. 10 points. She did foul out of that game, though. 4 of 6 shooting from the floor, 19 minutes total. And Jess Andrew, 14 points for Concordia in that loss against, again, a very good and very quality Grace program. And then Lauren Borsenik, 18 points and 10 rebounds to record the double-double for Concordia in that one. We'll see if they can get things going offensively again in the first quarter like they did against Grace to open up the season. And on the other side for IU Northwest, how many nerves are there for the Redhawks coming into this game here today? How can you shake off those nerves early on? And what can IU Northwest do to try and start the season off on the right foot, knowing that you've got to take on Indiana Tech tomorrow, who it's 2-0 in the season, but I think the bigger thing, just because we're so young into the college basketball year, is just the fact that Tech is number 12 in the country, and that shows you the respect that they've garnered across the NAIA coming in to this season. IU Northwest kicking off their first game of the 2024-25 college women's basketball season after going 17-12 a year ago. They were 0-3 in neutral site games last season. And for Concordia, 0-1 record to start the year. As we stick here inside the Schaefer Center, let's meet the starters for both Concordia and IU Northwest. We will not have the national anthem, as we did that before our first game today between Indiana Tech and Olivet Nazarene. And again, it was the Warriors victorious, 91-66, the final score there. Let's now meet the starters for both Concordia and IU Northwest. Here's our public address announcer.
Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Indiana Northwest Redhawks, at guard, number 2, Alina Santiago. At guard, number 5, Caitlin Halfaker. At guard, number 14, Jessica Carruthers. At forward, number 32, Tiara Jackson. And at guard, number 45, Maggie Brady. Indiana Northwest is coached by Nikki Monahan-Keith. Now, for the Concordia Cardinals. At guard, number 3, Jess Andrew. At guard, number 5, Abby Long. At guard, number 11, Ryan Moore. At guard, number 22, Emily McCallum. And at center, number 32, Brooke Brower. Concordia is coached by Elise Shaw.
So there's the starters for both Concordia and IU Northwest. Again, the Cardinals with a game under their feet already. You just wonder early on how that impacts this one. First 3 to 5 minutes, can IU Northwest get settled in and not let Concordia do what they did to Grace in the opener? As we get set to jump this ball, and the Redhawks season will officially commence. Tiara Jackson is in the middle against Brooke Bauer. Opening tip is won by the Redhawks, and immediately to the rim, Jackson for 2. And it is 2-0. Abby Long, the returning leading scorer for Concordia from last season. Moorer gave it up. Good attack at the rim for Andrew, but it's out of bounds. And possession to the Redhawks. Olivet Nazarene sticking around and watching this game, and would assume that Indiana Tech is doing the same thing, just in a place where I can't see them currently. 2-0 to kick off this one. And for Indiana Northwest, last season 17-12 overall, and returning a good portion of scoring from last year's team.
Foul on Tiara Jackson, Brooke Brower.
Brooke Brower called for the personal foul. Inbounds and right inside for 2 easy points. 4-0 off the lay-in for Carruthers. Jessica Carruthers, one of those leading returning scorers for the Redhawks this season. Screen, Long pulls up, free throw line jump shot out. Brower offensive rebound. She'll go to the putback left hand. Everybody in tight underneath, and a whistle. Foul called against the Redhawks. And it's whistled on Jackson. Nikki Monahan-Keith at the helm for IU Northwest. Elise Schlump is the head coach for Concordia. She's familiar with this building, and maybe that's a slight advantage for Concordia as well. Hard to tell, obviously, but playing inside this building once every season, although may not be the case anymore as the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference is expanded by a team. So some will get the short end of the stick and only see each other once a year instead of the usual twice for the conference season. Santiago gave it up for Carruthers. Carruthers going back inside to Jackson, created space and lays it off the window. Against that pressure, long inside, and a cutting Moorer is good for two. So Ryan Moorer, 2 points. Whistle and a foul underneath. Just for you folks at home who may not have joined us for the first game, our clock is not exactly synced up with the clock on the floor, so maybe just a tick or two behind as we go out throughout the broadcast this evening. Grady inbounding, looking for somewhere to go, and we'll have to go high to Jackson. Carruthers sets up the offense, 20 seconds to work on this possession for the Red Hawks. Carruthers on the jump shot. Jackson board and stick back. She's got 6 of the first 8. Andrew dribbling far side, double team help comes, pass up top. McCullough gives it out, and the 3 is knocked down, and we've got a foul whistled after the fact, and it's going to stay Concordia basketball because of the whistle. Borsenik, the freshman and southpaw, knocks down the 3. The basket is good, and it is Concordia possession as well. Moorer pulls up and was fouled. And she'll go right to the free throw line. A chance to make this a quick 5-0 run for Concordia. Foul was called on Caitlin Halfaker. It's her second, and she's going to have to come out. Ava Kingery enters. 2 free throws for Moorer. A little bit of a slower pace to begin this one with the whistles 5 in total. Lena Santiago with the basketball, gives up left for Grady. Kick out and a touch for Kingery for the first time. Here's Santiago again, going inside to Jackson. He tried to go to her frequently. This one is out of bounds, will remain with the Red Hawks, 7 to shoot. Go to the deep inbound. Jackson will have to track it down near midcourt. Just 5 to shoot. Carruthers, 2 to shoot. Gets it off before the horn, but it's off the iron. Abby Long controls the tempo. They'll go inside of the freshman once again. Borsenik tried to go up top on a pass. Stays with Concordia midway through the clock. Long, and a whistle before she unloads from deep. Santiago calling for the personal. That is the 4th team foul already against IU Northwest. We get to 5, and we'll have 2 free throws for every foul that is not an offensive foul for the rest of the quarter. McCullough on the inbound. Abby Long got the separation on the step. Good for 2. 11-8, Concordia leading early in the first quarter. Top of the key triple for Grady. Can't tie it up. Rebound by Andrew, up the floor. McCullough, left-handed layup. So McCullough with the finish. And a couple of substitutions coming for Concordia. Cannavalier to the scorer's table. And Julia Hurt as well. Santiago gave it up. Kingery for Carruthers. 10 to shoot. Carruthers driving in. Too strong. Moorer stops, floats, couldn't finish, and Jackson's on the glass with a rebound, and his pace picking up a little bit. Foul near the rim. 2 free throws for Carruthers upcoming. It's the 3rd team foul on Concordia. Jess Andrew whistled for her first. Carruthers to shoot 2 free throws. And somebody forgot to check in. Avery Collins into the game for Concordia. Carruthers shooting 2. First is good. One for 2 on this trip for Carruthers, and a 4-point advantage for Concordia currently. Hurt gives it up. Freshman 3-ball is good again. Borsenik from the outside, and Concordia's got its largest lead so far in the first quarter. Santiago, nice find, the good cut to the cup. 2 points with the left hand. And the finish for Abby Tomlin, who is also newly into the game for IU Northwest after the free throws. Pass in a tight window, and bodies on the floor. Possession arrow favors Concordia. And it will be Cardinals basketball when we return from this break. 16-11, Concordia leading early. First quarter, 4:27 to play. It's a media timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
4 minutes and 27 seconds left in this opening quarter of action. Concordia with a 5-point advantage over IU Northwest. College women's basketball for the first time this season for the Red Hawks. And the inbound comes out of the timeout. Jump shot off the mark. And the arrow changing with that possession in favor of IU Northwest. Jumper missed from Borsenik. Santiago holds up top. Midway through this opportunity offensively for the Red Hawks, and driving inside, Carruthers plus the foul, good for 2. And Carruthers to the free throw line. Will attempt the and 1. Foul is charged to Avery Collins, her first. Brower back in for Concordia. Carruthers' free throw is in. And 2 evenly matched teams through the first 6 minutes. Lena Santiago swiping it away. Possession remains with Concordia. This is Abby Long. Collins all the way to the rim. The freshman left-handed finish for 2 points. Looking inside to Jackson, and there's the contact underneath. We'll send Jackson to the free throw line for 2, and in the process, puts the Red Hawks into the bonus.
Tierra Jackson shooting 2.
Jackson, 2 free throws upcoming. The first is out. Indiana Tech men's basketball team back to the Schaefer Center. Took on Indiana Wesleyan yesterday and then Spring Arbor today. To be quite honest, we were so caught up in the last game, I kind of forgot that they were playing on the men's side of things. Long gives to the outside. Hurt long range is off the mark, but an offensive rebound collected by Brower. Hurt, back up, fouled. And she'll get 2 free throws. Kingery whistled
Julia Hurt shooting 2.
for the personal. Tech men's basketball team fell to Indiana Wesleyan 82-78 last night, but defeated Spring Arbor today 79-66. Going to be a very good season for the men's basketball program here at Indiana Tech. Both teams now in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. Second free throw upcoming for Julia Hurt. Missed them both as Jackson snags the board. Carruthers down to Jackson. Just a little too strong off the window. Back the other way, Hurt in transition. Top of the key, 3 ball for Browers offline. Long rebound, Santiago grabs it. Santiago, offensive foul. Second on Santiago, and again over the 5 foul limit in the quarter, but both teams are already in the bonus. (18-14) Concordia inside the final 3 minutes of this opening quarter. Andrew the basketball, nearly swiped away by Carruthers. Going down low, it's deflected and taken away by Jackson. Miranda Mason on for the first time. Carruthers with the basketball at the volleyball line, resets. Sophomore Mason, bounce pass, Carruthers, left wing. 7 to shoot, pulls up and connects. Carruthers with 2 more, and it's a 2-point ball game with 2 minutes to play in the first. Deuces are wild at the moment. Abby Long trying to get the offense set up. Long steps and missed it from about 18. Chance to tie or take the lead on this possession in a back and forth opening quarter. Mason down to Jackson, and she's into double figures. Jackson good for 2 more. I give her 8 instead of 10. Mora driving in, trying to cause the jump ball there for IU Northwest. Deep shot from Long. Any room, and Abby Long able to knock it down. Inside the final minute of the first quarter. Both teams up to the challenge so far. Carruthers baseline, kicks out. Catch and shoot triple is pure. Kingery from downtown. About a 12-second, an 8-second difference between shot and game clock. Long gonna let it go again. Too strong this time. And IU Northwest holding for the final shot of quarter 1. Carruthers kicks out. Tomlin just before time expired, but unable to finish it. Either way, though, a good opening quarter of action between IU Northwest and Concordia. We're all even, 21 apiece, heading into the second. We'll be back in 1 minute to the Schaefer Center. SummitCitySports.com live at the Indiana Tech Classic. Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference in the Chicagoland colliding in Fort Wayne.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
You have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
Neutral site game to start the season for IU Northwest. Concordia game 2 of the year, and we're tied up at 21 entering the second quarter. I'm Jared Matheny for SummitCitySports.com and Indiana Tech Warriors here on YouTube. Glad you're with us. Steve will be here tomorrow to cover both games, as I'll be broadcasting Indiana High School volleyball at the semi-state portion of the tournament. Second quarter is underway, and the Redhawks with the basketball to begin the second quarter. Jackson with 8 points. And a quick whistle and a foul against Concordia on a block. Carruthers and Jackson both with 8. Borsenik leads Concordia with 6 points, although Nicola Moorer with 4 and Abby Long has 5. Officials discussing who that foul was against, it seems like. Trying to figure out who that foul was called against. And it's whistled on Long, her second. And not happy on that Concordia bench right now because Long, a vital part of this team. Jackson missing the lay-in and took a hard fall as right now Coach Schlump just threw off her jacket. She was not happy with the explanation she got. That's a huge second foul called on Long. And they'll put Abby Long back down to one foul, then they'll flash up 2 again, so we may have a change coming on who that foul was whistled against. It was on Moorer. That's her second, though. Blocking foul. And Concordia, 2 free throws. Foul is whistled against Kingery. Julia Hurt comes in. Moorer out, and Long checking with her coach to make sure she does have 1 foul, and indeed she does. Second foul called against Kingery. Officials got it right, and I mentioned this in the first game. You know, we're at an official shortage all across the country, but even here in Indiana. And when that is a problem in this state, you know it's a problem elsewhere, especially on the hardwood. So just remember that when you come to the games this season. The officials are out here doing a job, and certainly there can be criticism, but consistent yelling and getting on an official's case is never going to be a good thing. Friendly reminder. Serve it at that. Carruthers trying to wrap around the baseline, kicks out. Mason now trapped by Long and recovers the basketball. 10 to shoot. Tomlin floating into Jackson. They continue to go down to Jackson at 6'2", but missed that lay-in, did Tiara. 4-on-4 the other way. Long pulls up, missed it. There's Jackson, the 5th person back defensively. Carruthers going back inside to her, and some contact will put her right back at the free throw line. Jackson with 2 free throws coming. Second free throw for Jackson, who still sitting at 8 points. And there's the first points of the quarter for IU Northwest. Off to a slow start in this second quarter of play. Borsenik stepped into the triple, but it's offline. Carruthers stops, kicked it out, and as that ball was coming out, Tomlin was cutting, turned over. Cardinals have the arrow. Both teams have committed 2 fouls to start this second quarter. Andrew on the inside missed the lay-in. Carruthers down the floor for a Mason 3. Front iron out. Long step back. Triple is just off the iron. Back into the game for the Redhawks is Halfacre, and she's got 2 fouls. Pulled on that attempt, and Mason with a turnover. Back to the inside. Redhawks have the lead. Tomlin the finish. And a little 3-0 spurt from IU Northwest to take the lead. McCullough, turn and face for Borsenik. Gives off to Hurt, and got Jackson just off her feet enough to draw the contact. And that's going to bring in a sub for Jackson on her second personal foul. Amari Cole is in. Lena Santiago also returning. Hurt, nothing but net on the first free throw. Two for two for Hurt. And a substitution, a change for Concordia as Brower gets back on. Carruthers running point, but no Jackson in the game. It's Cole, the big on the floor with Jackson out with 2 personals. Halfacre lets it fly. Good box out. Defensive rebound for Brower. Deep shot. McCullough is off the mark. Halfacre ahead. Grady driving inside. Cole, some separating on that screen. And the lay-in's good. 26-25, Redhawks leading. 20 to work with on this possession. Long looking for some help. She'll take her dribble. 8 to shoot. Left hand off the window and down for 2 more for Brower. 4 minutes have come and gone in the second quarter. Halfacre had to get defensive to make that catch. Santiago kicks left. Grady backing down to the inside. Near side block, kick out, right corner. Halfacre travel. Andrew on for Hurt. And a 1-point Concordia lead. Quick motion from Collins. And Collins with 2 more. She's got 4 points. Lower scoring second quarter so far, 29-26. Concordia on top. Cole facing up, looking backdoor for Carruthers. This ball nearly knocked out of bounds, tried to throw it off of Andrew. She collects. Andrew down the floor, driving inside. Late whistle and a foul against the Redhawks. And this will take us to the media timeout as we're inside of 5 minutes in the second quarter. 29-26, Concordia leading IU Northwest. And the officials see it. Media timeout. We'll be back in a minute and a half.
It's really important for freshmen to realize you get out of college what you put into it. If you dedicate yourself to your classes and to your projects and to what you're doing in college, you're going to have a really great experience here.
I wish someone would have told me my freshman year that it's important to prioritize, knowing what's important, what's not important, knowing what I need to do opposed to what I want to do.
The two things that I think all freshmen should know is buy a parking permit so you don't rack up a bunch of fines and tickets. And also make sure you go to class, because it seems like a good idea when you're skipping, but then it's not worth it in the end when you fail the test or don't turn in homework.
As an international student, my advice for the freshmen is to not be afraid to make friends, because your friends here will end up being your family away from home.
Anything that you want to do, anything that you want to put on, anything that you want to showcase on campus, you can. There's always people around to help you do what you want to do here.
Make sure that you always take time for yourself to make sure that you're okay, because college can be very overwhelming as far as like schoolwork and friends and sports and just like everyday life. Always just make sure that you get what you need to get done.
It's important to have a relationship with your professors, because you become more personable with them. You start to engage in the material more. They can give you recommendations, especially once you get out of college. You definitely want to put them down as like references. And if you have a better personal relationship, it just makes the whole learning experience.
Pair of free throws coming for Jess Andrew out of the timeout. 4 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in quarter two. Neither team has taken a timeout. IU Northwest now with 3 team fouls in the quarter. Still just a 2-possession game, and we really haven't seen any distance or separation between these two so far. Mason on the drive, Long with it. Collins pushing the other way, out for Andrew. 3-ball is pure. And there's some separation, and the largest lead so far. Concordia up by 7. Right wing, Carruthers looking for a screen from Grady, bailed out. Carruthers just going to take a jump shot. And now she's got double figures in this game. Offense certainly looks different without Jackson on the floor, but those 2 personal fouls, they'll play a gamble here and send her to the scorer's table. I like that. She brings an added element on both sides of the floor that you're missing currently. That's out of bounds and belongs to IU Northwest. Jackson going to come on, and Mason will check out. Starting 5 is out on the floor currently for IU Northwest. Just got to be careful if you're Jackson. You cannot pick up that 3rd foul. Deep ball, Grady on line and rattles home. (33-31) Concordia leading. 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Abby Long. Collins for Long in the middle. 12 to shoot. Borsenik going to let it fly again. Hit one early, but has not been able to keep that consistency from the outside. Carruthers trying to tie it. She does! Tough bucket from Carruthers. And a 5-0 run just like that by IU Northwest. We are tied again. Final 3 minutes of the first half. Halfacre also with 2 fouls, has to be careful. McCullough for Andrew. Screen, McCullough fighting through. Halfacre got an initial touch, and then McCullough to finish. 2:40, second quarter. A lot of bodies in tight. Jackson lets it go, foot on the line, but the deepest 2 she'll probably take all season. 35 all, and they'll check at the scores table. It is a 2. Ball knocked out of bounds. Stays with Concordia. Jackson and Carruthers, though, carrying the load offensively. Abby Long, left-handed finish, and back and forth we go here at the end of the first half. Carruthers backing it out midway through the shot clock. Jackson, her feet are behind the line this time if she wants to pull. Tried to go over the top to Grady, and that pass off the mark. Julia Hurt back in for Concordia. Sectional football games will start across the state. At the top of the hour, we've got 6 different games for you. If you go to summitcitysports.com, click on live video, you can find all that action. Andrew off the screen left, kicks out. Catch and shoot, Collins loading up, but cannot connect. Once again, a chance to tie or take the lead for the Red Hawks. Carruthers, right elbow, jump shot, front iron, kicked off. Borsenick, jump shot, online, but a tad too strong. Probably need to drive at Jackson with those 2 fouls. Halfacre launches, and that's off. Both teams with a little scoreless stretch here. Collins trying to change that. Loose ball, jump ball, and the arrow favors Concordia. Get the arrow to flip, though, coming in to the third quarter. Pass nearly taken away by Santiago. Good aggressive defense. 13 to work. Long left elbow, jumpers out. Shot clock essentially dormant. Maybe 0.3 of a second between shot and game clock. And the Red Hawks want the final shot of the first half. Carruthers, patient. 5 to shoot, goes baseline, fits it up and through, and that is how the first half comes to a close. Very even game of basketball between Concordia and IU Northwest. And at the break, we're all even. Red Hawks and Concordia tied up at the half as the Cardinals will be on defense to start the third quarter. IU Northwest in that first half led by Jessica Carruthers with 14 points. Tiara Jackson had 11. Borsenick leads the scoring for Concordia. The Cardinals 8 points from her, 7 points from Abby Long, and Emily McCullough with 6 points, 2 of 2 from three-point range. We're going to step aside, take an extended break here. We'll catch up on some halftime stats when we come back from touring the campus here at Indiana Tech.
Hi, I'm Paxton, and I'll be your tour guide today. Behind me, we have Pearson Hall. This is one of our freshman dorms on campus. Today, I'll be showing you dorm rooms. Come inside. The only way to get into campus is if you have an ID card, so you'll have to swipe into all the dorms. And then over here, we have an intercom system. So through every dorm, we have these dial buttons within the dorm rooms and then outside. So say you're visiting somebody, you don't live here, you would dial their room number and then you can actually call their room and they can unlock the doors to the dorm through the intercom system, and you can talk to them. They can see you through a camera, and they can unlock the doors for you so they don't have to leave the room. It's really nice to have. So right here we just have our main lobby. Every floor has a lobby. In the lobbies we just have TVs and stuff. You can watch movies, play video games. You can hang out with friends, do homework, play card games. It's just a nice little hangout area to have. And then right here, this is what we call our RA office. So every single night there will be an RA in the office. They're just there for your needs if you have any issues with toilets or sinks or anything being clogged. They'll always be in there for your help. If you have questions about anything, you can always come see an RA here. And then over here, we have mailboxes. Every student has a mailbox. They are really small. The only thing they can fit is card-sized items. Throughout campus, you'll see our mail room when you go on your actual tour later on, and that will be in one of our other buildings where you'll receive bigger packages. All right, so here's the laundry room.
So in the laundry room, you don't have to save quarters or use quarters. I know it says 25 cents, but it is included with living on campus. And then there's one on every floor and every side of floor. So there's 2 on every floor in Pearson. So every student has keys to their dorm. And then as you come in, you will see our intercom system right here that I talked about in the entranceway. So this is where you would like unlock the door for visitors, talk to them. And then one really nice thing about it is there is a security guard button right there. So if you were to have somebody like calling your room constantly at like 5 o'clock in the morning because some student forgot their keys, you could actually press the security guard button and it will lock them in that little box that we entered to into the dorm. It'll lock both the outside doors and the inside doors and call security. So it also has a nice safety measure within your room. You don't even have to leave your room for that. So it's really nice. And then as we enter in this way, you'll see this is the half of our room looks like. So there's this, and then on the other side of the suite, there's a mirrored room that looks exactly like this. The desk, the dressers, and the closets, and all of the drawers and stuff all come with. You can decorate it any way you'd like, and then like mini fridges, TVs, anything like that you would bring here. And then through here we have our bathroom. So then as you come into the bathroom, you'll see that this side of the room has their own sink and toilet, and then as you come through, there's one shower shared between the 2 rooms, and then this side of the room has their own sink and toilet, and then there's the mirrored room right here. So then they share a little common space out there, and then this is the exact same stuff, and it's all the same. Here we have Calflesh. This is our other freshman dorm on campus. It is across the street from main campus. We'll be showing another freshman dorm, the laundry room, and then the hangout lobby area. Come on in. So same thing as Pearson. To get into the dorms, you have to have a swipe card that unlocks and lets you in. All right, and then we have the same intercom system as we do in Pearson, and it runs throughout all of the dorms. And then in here is the lobby area where all the students hang out. We have like a TV so people can hook up like Xboxes or anything like that, DVD players, you can watch movies. I know RA's put on a bunch of activities down here. They do like movie nights with hot chocolate during the winter. We've done like pumpkin carving, and we watch a Halloween movie, and so that's all done down here. And then it's the same thing over here. You can do some studying, you can hang out with friends, you can eat dinner if you want, and like I said, you can hang out with your RA, hang out with your friends, do homework, but follow me to the next part. So same thing as Pearson, every student has keys to their dorm. So when you first walk in, it's different than Pearson where there's no like 2 mirrored room. It's just one room with 2 students. The shelves, the desk, the drawers, all of the beds and stuff all come with. And then over here, it's the same for Pearson and Calflesh. You can control the air condition and the heat for the room, not the entire dorm, which is so nice because then it's between you and your roommate, not through hundreds of people in one building. And then as we walk over here, you'll see that the sink is outside of the bathroom, which is so nice because obviously if your roommate's showering, you don't have to worry about not being able to brush your teeth or even use the sink or get a drink of water or anything like that. And then as we walk over here, you'll see only 2 roommates to 1 bathroom. And then the shelving space. And then instead of Pearson where they have closets, you would have this whole shelving space and hanger area. And then same thing as Pearson, we have the intercom system over here where you can press the security guard button, you can talk to them, and then see them through the camera. Calflesh also has mailboxes. They're the same size. They fit card-sized items. And again, if you have any bigger packages, we do have a mailroom on campus. So then through here, this is the laundry room. The difference between Pearson and Calflesh is Calflesh, there's only one in the whole building and it's on the first floor, whereas Pearson has them on every floor. But it is the same as they are included with living here, so you don't have to use quarters. It's free to the students. And that concludes the tour. Thanks for coming with. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to your counselor. Hope to see you around campus. Go Warriors!
37-37, IU Northwest and Concordia tied at the halftime break. We are live from the Schaefer Center, downtown Fort Wayne, Indiana, as the WAC facing the Chicagoland in this conference crossover this weekend at the Indiana Tech Classic. First half stats, Jessica Carruthers with 14 points and 3 assists, leading the offensive charge for both sides. Tiara Jackson, 11 points, 12 rebounds already, and she's recorded a double-double early here tonight. 8 points for Lauren Borsenek, 7 points for Abby Long, 6 points for Emily McCullough, 4 points for Jess Andrew, Avery Collins, and Ryan Moorer. Moorer with 2 personal fouls and some foul trouble for IU Northwest as well. Jackson, 2 personals, Kingery, 2 personals, Santiago, 2 personals, and Halfacre with 2 personal fouls. So that's 4 players for the Redhawks, and 3 of which are starters, all with 2 personal fouls already after the first half. Certainly felt like the foul numbers were much heavier in that first quarter of play. Both teams got to the bonus as opposed to the second. IU Northwest shooting 53% from the floor in the first half compared to 36% for Concordia. Cardinals 4 of 13 from long range compared to 2 of 5 for IU Northwest. Both teams 7 combined turnovers. They've really taken care of the ball. Offensive rebounds, a little bit of a favor for Concordia, and they've just taken more shots in the first half, so the defensive numbers are better on the rebounding margin for IU Northwest as well. Bench points are even at 14. Both teams with 4 second chance points. Points in the paint favoring IU Northwest by 8. But the halftime score is even, and this game has been really even so far. 37-37 at the break. We'll pause now and take a look in a couple moments around the College of Engineering here at Indiana Tech, and then we'll welcome you back for the second half after that. SummitCitySports.com, Concordia and IU Northwest continues after this 4-minute break with second half coverage.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I decided if I was going to come to Indiana Tech, I was going to be a different kind of instructor. I was really going to focus on connecting with students, teaching the students the theory that they needed, and also the practical applications.
Very practically, what that looks like is smaller class sizes. So my class sizes are the 8 to 10 up to maybe 20. And that's backed up with, we have 18 hours of office hours every week. I'm sitting in my office waiting for students to come in to talk about anything. It doesn't just have to be with the classroom.
In the College of Engineering, we have ABET accreditation for mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and biomedical engineering. ABET is the top accrediting board for engineering in the United States and probably in the world.
Another thing that is a very different approach at Indiana Tech, I think, that some other universities, is we try and make sure they have a lot of lab experience in the engineering department. All engineering programs are going to have laboratory courses, but in our laboratory courses we try to get them not just exposure to measurements and exposure to some of the devices that you'll be used, but I like to actually assign projects that are, realistic projects.
Those projects, this project-based learning, help students to work together in a group and be hands-on with their the material or the product that they're creating. Engineering students at Indiana Tech are, to me, stand out because I know that they've had a lot of experiences working in groups, working on projects, doing lab experiments to help them understand the material, and I think that prepares them well for industry.
First thing I'll tell a high school student is study, study, study. Get all the math you can possibly get. I honestly believe that the critical thinking skills you learn in math courses will help you with engineering courses.
The type of knowledge base that students should have coming in, they need to be problem solvers and critical thinkers. Those two things are really the essence of engineering. Regardless of flavor, they're going to need to figure out there's a problem here, how do I solve it? And they need to think critically about that. They need to observe, listen to people, and then kick in those problem-solving skills to solve the problem.
Part of the growth of Indiana Tech has involved an increasing number of international students. So I think if we can expose students to different ideas, different cultures, again, it makes them that much more competitive in the marketplace.
In the Fort Wayne area, we have lots of large companies, BAE Systems, Fort Wayne Metals, General Motors, Raytheon, Harris Corporation, and the list goes on. We have a lot of employers that want our engineering students.
Indiana Tech, I think, continues to serve students even beyond their graduation. We really strive to keep in touch with our alumni on a personal level just to see how they're doing, but then also they want to give back to the university because of the experiences they've had here, so they want to provide opportunities for other students here as well.
I think it's really important for freshmen to realize you get out of college what you put into it. If you dedicate yourself to your classes and to your projects and to what you're doing in college, you're going to have a really great experience here.
I wish someone would have told me my freshman year that it's important to prioritize, knowing what's important, what's not important, knowing what I need to do opposed to what I want to do.
The two things that I think all freshmen should know is buy a parking permit so you don't rack up a bunch of fines and tickets, and also make sure you go to class, because it seems like a good idea when you're skipping, but then it's not worth it in the end when you fail the test or don't turn in homework.
As an international student, my advice for the freshmen is to not be afraid to make friends, because your friends here will end up being your family away from home.
Anything that you want to do, anything that you want to put on, anything that you want to showcase on campus, you can. There's always people around to help you do what you want to do here.
Make sure that you always take time for yourself to make sure that you're okay, because college can be very overwhelming as far as like schoolwork and friends and sports and just like everyday life. Always just make sure that you get what you need to get done.
It's important to have a relationship with your professors because you become more personable with them. You start to engage in the material more. They can give you recommendations, especially once you get out of college. You definitely want to put them down as like references. And if you have a better personal relationship, it just makes the whole learning experience go smoothly.
Second half getting underway between IU Northwest and Concordia, and it is Redhawks basketball to begin the third quarter, all tied up at the Schaefer Center. Looking for a back cut is Carruthers, the leading scorer in this game, and unable to finish on the lay-in. Nicola out up top for Abby Long. Held in check, relatively speaking, for her. She had 30 points against Grace. Long, 8 to work with. Goes into Brower. Halfacre knocked it away. Moore got to it, but it's Jackson with the last stand for the Redhawks. Inside, Jackson missed the lay-in. Posted a double-double in the first half. 12 rebounds and 11 points. Andrew, triple threat position, dribbling towards the top. Brower outside, gives up for Moore. Brower fouled. And our first foul of the second half is on Carruthers, her first, and again, that's important because of all the foul trouble that IU Northwest is in. 3 different starters with 2 personal fouls. Jackson, as well as Santiago and Halfacre. Howard's first free throw is good. Game number 1 of the season for the Redhawks. Second game of the year for Concordia. 1 of 2 at the line, and Jackson snags another rebound. Carruthers. Patient approach, good defense though by Andrew. Stout defense by Andrew at that. Long, coast to coast, missed the lay-in. McCullough trying to kick it out, but nobody's there. Her bench telling her to kick it out, but there was nobody home. .13 on the shot clock. Carruthers feeding back down to Jackson. Clears some space, plus the foul. And Jackson to the free throw line for an and-one opportunity. McCullough called for her second personal. Jackson makes it a three-point play. Andrew nearly had it swiped away by Carruthers, tracks it down. Long on the head fake. Little room to breathe. Santiago fights through the screen. 7 to shoot. Moorer, deep range, and all the way off the mark. Could be 5 on 4 the other way. Jackson up the floor, stopped underneath. Not a good angle to shoot from. Concordia trying to take advantage. Moorer slides in, good patience off the window on the lay-in. Been deadlocked, it feels like, all game long so far this evening. And Concordia in another game where there's little to no separation. Carruthers going down inside. Jackson fouled again. And we'll go back to the free throw line. Jackson's first free throw is off. I missed them both. We remain even at 40. Good little give on the three, but Brower couldn't connect. Offensive rebound, Moorer. Andrew, deep shot. Jackson, that is a really strong defensive board by Tiara Jackson. Backing her way down inside, spins to the right shoulder, left-handed finish. Jackson and Carruthers carrying the load offensively. Concordia's been a little bit more balanced, but a 2-point deficit currently for the Cardinals. Tried to fit it into a tight window that is out of bounds and will stay with Concordia, 14 to shoot. Long triggers the inbound. Andrew driving inside. Out for Collins on a head fake. 7 to work with. Bench calling it out. Collins. And a foul beforehand on the touch against Halfacre. That's her third. And a change will bring Kingery back in.
Correction, her third.
Long gets it back, working through the screen. Right elbow jumper, and may have gotten deflected on the way. Approaching the media timeout in the third quarter. Carruthers, good move, and the jump shot sticks. And Carruthers puts IU Northwest up by 4. This may be the largest lead of the first half, or of the game, excuse me, for IU Northwest. That's a moving screen. And the foul on Hurt is her first. Next whistle more than likely takes us to the media timeout. Missed opportunity there by the Redhawks. As we're down inside 5 minutes in the third quarter. Collins going inside against Jackson. Tough battle to win, and Jackson another board. Jackson backing down on the inside, left-handed and offline. Long, that knee brace on the left knee. Giving up left for Andrew. Driving against Carruthers, swiped away at the last second, and Carruthers with a good takeaway for IU Northwest. Redhawks. We trickle down towards 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Carruthers again on the attack. Missed it. Out of bounds. Belongs to Concordia. And that takes us to the media timeout. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter. It is Concordia basketball when we return. Summit City Sports, Indiana Tech Warriors on YouTube.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
.44-40, IU Northwest with the lead over Concordia. 4 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It is Cardinals basketball. As part of the state, we've got Concordia Lutheran just down the road near the Cadets. But the Cardinals here at Tech today as Long dribbled it off her foot. Reset. Collins went to drive. Pass was deflected by Santiago. Boy, has she played some solid defense. Moore's pass too high. Turnover again for Concordia. Kingery on the floor. And another sub. Andrews on. Carruthers, Kingery, Jackson, Santiago, and Grady make up the 5 for the Redhawks. Carruthers going to work again, driving straight to the rack for 2 more. Carruthers, 16 points, ties her with Jackson. Long going to work. That is what I want to see from Concordia. Abby Long can score in bunches. Get her the basketball and let her go. Midway through the shot clock. Grady, deep ball from Iron. Moorer kicks out up top. Floated near side to Hurt. Reset of the offensive possession for Concordia. And a takeaway. Carruthers 1-on-2 to the other side. Charging in. Carruthers too strong, and it's over the back. In addition, against Kingery, going after that loose ball rebound opportunity. Another big defensive possession for the Redhawks, where they have buckled down in this third quarter. And there's a block for Jackson. Good numbers the other way. Jackson running the floor, plus the foul. And Tiara Jackson will head back to the free throw line with the and one. And before we get there, timeout for Concordia. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take the break with them and come back in 30 seconds. SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
(48-42), Redhawks leading Concordia. 2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And for the Redhawks, this is what you wanted in this third quarter, continuing to get the ball to Jackson underneath. 8 of 14 from the floor for Jackson today. 2 of 7 at the free throw line, though. That's one area for improvement, but she's got 16 rebounds to go along with 18 points. Jessica Carruthers with 18 points as well. Concordia led in scoring by Abby Long, who's got 9 currently, just 1 for 4 from beyond the arc. Out of the timeout, and an and one free throw upcoming for Jackson. Ended up being a full timeout taken by Concordia, so they'll still have that 30 remaining. Jackson hits the free throw. And this 7-point lead is tied for the largest today for the Redhawks. Carruthers into the passing lane, knocks it away. Tomorrow's games are at 1 Eastern and 3 Eastern. 12 Central will be the start time for Concordia against Olivet. And then IU Northwest will play the late game, 2 Central, 3 Eastern against Indiana Tech. We'll have it here on our YouTube channel once again tomorrow. Steve Orth will be with you for tomorrow's games. Hurt, left wing 3 is too strong. Carruthers again charging up the floor. Got to stop ball first and foremost. Jackson trying to go up with it and get a foul. Instead, it's out of bounds. Be a tough task tomorrow, certainly for Indiana Tech, dealing with the size of Jackson on the inside. Santiago goes to Jackson just inside that three-point line and offline with the jumper. Final 90 seconds of the third quarter. Abby Long off for McCullough. Collins looking in. Instead, it's Andrew who finds it inside. Brower double team, kick out. Collins sets her feet. Offensive rebound, McCullough. And a foul underneath against the Redhawks. Who is it on? It's on Kingery, her 4th. final score right now at 49-42. And travel. Could have been a double dribble. That hesitation turned over by Concordia. Chance to limit the possessions remaining in this third quarter, final minute. Tied at the halftime break, but it's IU Northwest in control in this third quarter. Grady off the glass and in. Collins, and a little slap down and a foul called against Grady.
Foul on Maggie Grady, her second.
Mason will come on. Concordia is in the bonus now. Pair of free throws. This is Collins, the freshman, at the line. And off on the first attempt. Collins goes 1 for 2. Back to an 8-point game, but again, the Redhawks are +8 now in this third quarter after we were tied at the half. 37 all at the break. Carruthers fading away, missed it. Jackson, another offensive rebound. Shot clock is off. Jackson back to the left hand, and this is the largest lead of the game now for the Redhawks at 10 points. Shot clock is dark. Abby Long will go to work. Deep pull. Just off the iron. Carruthers with 4 seconds and 3. Launches from deep, and it was online, but no good. End of the third quarter, and the Redhawks +10 in that third quarter have a 10-point advantage, the largest lead so far tonight. Fourth quarter action from the Schaefer Center comes your way after this break. SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
"10 minutes to potentially decide our winner on this Friday night. Season opener for IU Northwest, game number 2 of the year for Concordia. And it's a 53-43 advantage for the Redhawks as we officially start this fourth quarter of play. Possession arrow changes. Loose ball and some chaos to start. Long nearly pulled from the volleyball line. Goes back inside, and Brower's shot is off. Another rebound for Jackson. It's her 18th. You erase a lot of things when somebody with that height at 6'2" also has the strength underneath to box out and make good decisions going after defensive boards. She's got 16 of her 18 rebounds are on the defensive glass. Jackson lost it, and she's out of bounds as she collected the basketball. Concordia will take over. Gonna have to find some sort of offensive rhythm if you're the Cardinals. Maybe it starts with one of the freshmen. Moorer's the freshman on the floor currently. They get it to her. Back inside, Brower spinning, near side shoulder, and the finish is good. Brower for two, back to a single-digit deficit. Mason gives off right. Grady steps, kicks out. Santiago collecting. Carruthers from deep and good. Carruthers with the three ball. And Concordia with two on the other side. Carruthers now up to 21. Andrew with those 2 points. Carruthers and Jackson each with 21, making up 42 of the 56. It's Carruthers again. Gonna launch. Foot on the line this time. Doesn't matter. Carruthers for two more. Backdoor cut, Moorer, easy lay-in. But you got to have a stopper on this side of the basketball if you're Concordia. Santiago, right lane line, steps through, can't finish it. She'll be rewarded with a pair of free throws. Two free throws upcoming for Santiago. Back to a double-digit lead for the Redhawks. One for two on this trip. Hurt. Driving against Grady. Step through. Good finish from Julia Hurt. And that entire possession, if you could hear Coach Slump, she said, we're going to Hurt. And Hurt takes it straight to the rim and finishes with some good footwork. Carruthers. Yeah, easy call here as Andrews all over her. Andrews second. Halfacre back on. Jackson collects off the inbound. Carruthers. Right elbow jump shot, good again. Jessica Carruthers, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Inside, freshman left it short. Jackson the board. And a foul against Concordia, and that is the freshman Borsenik. Her second, third team foul against Concordia in the quarter. No team fouls have been called yet against the Redhawks. Jackson posting up on the inside. Here she is again. Loose ball picked up by Hurt. Gotta calm things down for Concordia right now because they got to go on a run. Abby Long. Blocked by Santiago. Did land out of bounds. Will still be Concordia ball with 19 to shoot. Inbound was at the feet of a couple defenders, and the Redhawks with a takeaway. starting to drain this clock a little bit now if you're IU Northwest, and you can see it on the offensive end. Carruthers making sure the clock gets to 15 before they really start working. A lot of screen set up. Halfacre, the touch against Collins. Looking for a backdoor. Santiago not there. Skip pass instead. Halfacre triple. Just out. But a long offensive possession there for IU Northwest. Collins trying to go coast to coast. She gets the foul and will shoot 2.
Foul on Maggie Brady. Her third.
Grady called for the personal. That's her third. Collins shooting 2. Good on the first. Second attempt is off. But back to within 3 possessions for Concordia. Trying to go to Grady. Got the size advantage, but a travel first as she laid it up against Hurt. Next whistle should take us to the media timeout if we're inside of 5 minutes. Long out up high. Screen to the right. Long going against 2 defenders and was fouled from behind, and that sends Abby Long to the charity stripe. After we return from this media timeout, we'll be back in 1 minute. SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
More than midway through the fourth quarter, 61-52, IU Northwest in front of Concordia. Cardinals are at the free throw line, shooting 2. Still some foul trouble for IU Northwest, but it's not as bad as it looked in the first half. Jackson does have 3 personals, as does Grady, 4 for Kingery, and 3 against Halfacre. No real foul trouble on the other side outside of Abby Long with 3. First free throw is in for Long. Leads the scoring now. Becomes the first one to double digits for Concordia. That was her 10th point. Missed the second. Defensive board. And Carruthers the other way. Little ticky-tack there, but a whistle and a foul. That's the 4th against Concordia, so it's going to be bonus time from here on out for the Red Hawks. Down inside, Jackson may have got an extra step. Hurt the takeaway. 3-on-2 to the other side. Andrew, corner 3. Would have been a huge swing in momentum. Instead, out of bounds. IU Northwest will take it. That could have been a big 3 there for Concordia. to get this game down to 5 and feel like you really found something on offense. I mean, we're looking at 16 points scored in the entirety of this second half right now for the Cardinals. Carruthers got around a couple defenders. Missed it on the lay-in. Jackson, loose ball rebound. Keeps that pivot foot off the glass and good. Jackson and Carruthers just lighting up the stat sheet. Long is bumped, and there's the whistle. Third team foul against IU Northwest.
Foul on Maggie Grady, her fourth.
Grady's fourth. Got to get going on offense. Long trying to go through on the screen and roll. Another chance. Bauer sets it. Long goes in and got tripped up. So next, both teams are going to be in the bonus moving forward. And that foul on Jackson is her fourth.
Timeout, Indiana Northwest.
Indiana Northwest taking a timeout, and we'll take the short break with them. Back in 30 seconds to the Schaefer Center here on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
(63-53). Both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way. And both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. To the rim, left-handed lay-in is good. Jackson with 4 personal fouls has to be careful on the defensive end, and if you're Concordia, you have to keep attacking her now. Either get her out of the game or put her in a position where she can't guard you because she doesn't want to pick up that 5th personal. Carruthers to the jump shot. Again is good. A little bit unorthodox in the approach on the jumper, but she's got 25 points, so who cares how it looks? 27 points for Carruthers. Long in. Brower spinning. Goes to the right hand off the glass. 2 more. Only problem is that the clock is continuing to tick away. Looks like we're having some internet issues. Do apologize. Jackson out up high, kicks out right, 3 ball, Halfacre, big time shot. Halfacre knocks it down. Brower again on the other side of the floor, this time the left-handed lay-in attempt. And we're down to the final 2 minutes. Ball taken away by Hurt. Concordia down to the other side. Hurt in transit, running out, spins. Laid it up and was fouled. She'll get a chance at 2 free throws with 1:37 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Again, apologize. It looks like on our end of things we're having some internet connectivity issues here inside the Schaefer Center. If needed, I can give you the radio play-by-play if we go dark again. Down to 1:37. Whistle. And this is exactly what the Redhawks need to do, just soak the rest of this game away. Carruthers at the line, knocking on the door of 30 points. Hits both free throws, and now Carruthers is just a point away from 30. Timeout called with 1:11 to go, and the lead stands at 13 points. So the final 1:11 of this game. (70-57) IU Northwest with the lead over Concordia. Carruthers 29 points, Jackson with 23 points and 21 rebounds. 10 points for Long. Brower's got 9, 8 points for both Moorer and Borsenik. It's going to be all about free throws moving forward for IU Northwest, and maybe at this point it's not even about free throws anymore. Just because of the difference in trying to make up that difference here for Concordia. Go down to the final minute. More than likely on this possession. Brower looking for a deep shot off the mark, and Moorer trying to get there with the rebound, and she pushed off. And we will have free throws on the other side for IU Northwest. Concordia's got 2 timeouts remaining. Just that here on our scoreboard. Halfacre with 2 free throws upcoming. First is good. Halfacre hits them both. And this is the final minute. 72-57. Look for Abby Long to pull. No, it's Brower instead. Top of the key 3 is good. Clock stops with the made bucket. And immediately a foul against Concordia.
Foul on Avery Collins, her second.
Collins called for her second.
Jessica Carruthers shooting 2.
Carruthers at the line, hits them both. And believe Concordia taking that timeout. So one timeout still remaining for the Cardinals, but 52 seconds left in this fourth quarter. A little bit of a sticking point for Concordia right now, because if you don't hit your shots, then it's not going to matter because the time is so little. Inbound, and here we go. Got to work quickly. Brower looked to step back. Now it's long, deep pull off the iron and out. This is out of bounds and belongs to the Red Hawks. Go inside the final 30 seconds. Carruthers nearly had it taken away at midcourt, keeps her balance, 10 seconds to shoot. And that'll turn off the shot clock. Other side, lay-in goes for Hurt. But that will be all she wrote in this one. IU Northwest in the first game of the season for the Red Hawks. They get the win. 74-62 is your final score. The Red Hawks will be in action tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern against Indiana Tech. Concordia will play tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern against Olivet Nazarene. Thanks to Josh Butts running our camera here today for SummitCitySports.com. I'm Jaron Matheny. We'll talk to you for more women's basketball tomorrow. Steve will have your call right here on our YouTube channel once again.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants, There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.